welcome everyone. I'm going to go ahead and introduce Jana. Jana is Director of Recruiting at Lucid, and she is just fantastic. She has been a great partner to Mentally, and she is excited to chat to you a little bit about Lucid, their background, their history, and then answer any questions that you have. So if you have any questions as she's presenting today, go ahead and pop them in the chat. Tell us a little bit about what you're curious about. This is an ask me anything type of thing. So Jana is totally ready for those questions. Anyways, Jana, over to you.
Great. Thank you, Luke. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here today. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know there's a lot of ways you could spend your lunch hour, but I appreciate you spending it with me. I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about Lucid. As Luke said, I lead our recruiting team and we're hiring like crazy right now. It's a really exciting time. We're just growing a lot, and so we need a team to support that. There's a lot of open positions that we have in marketing, sales, engineering, product, and so a lot of different departments, but today we'll focus specifically more on like the engineering and product side, which is also growing rapidly. But if you don't know much about Lucid, we are a software company that was founded in 2010. So we just turned 10 years old and we're headquartered in South Jordan, Utah. So the founders are here in Utah, but then we've also continued to expand globally as our business has grown, and we've decided to sell into the EMEA and APAC markets. So our Amsterdam office and Melbourne office have, under 100 employees at this point, but we'll continue to grow those as well and grow in those other markets. And then today we have about 650 employees. But by the end of next year, we'll probably have close to 1,000 employees. So again, just lots of growth, lots of recruiting for my team to do. If you didn't see the TechCrunch article, back in April, the company got valued at $1 billion, and that was before we launched our new product, Lucid Spark, which I'll talk about shortly. But we've also been named one of the best companies to work for in Utah. We have an excellent Glassdoor rating. You can go and check us out there. Please do. I think it's a great way to kind of see the good, bad, and the ugly, as Glassdoor is kind of like a you can say anything type platform, but our employees, even if they left us, have said great things about us. And so that was part of the reason why I joined Lucid, was just seeing what a great employee experience that we bring, and also just how I could continue to grow my career and be part of this great company. So with that, I'll share our company values. These are not aspirational values. They're how we operate every day, which I love that. It's teamwork over ego, innovation in everything we do, individual empowerment, initiative, and ownership, and then passion and excellence in every area. I would say the most popular value is probably teamwork over ego. And I love that one too, just because it's really true. We do want people to value teamwork and not really caring about hierarchies and titles, but just working together, working across the seams, helping people, no matter if they're in your department or if they report to you or don't. And I really like that I can kind of talk to anybody, and even the executives are very humble and open. So it's just been such a great place to be. Next, I wanted to just share a little bit about our customers. So we actually have 99% of the Fortune 500 using Lucid Chart, which is our flagship product. So about 90% of our revenue is coming from our Lucid Chart product. But you can see all the great names that are using our products, and it's just such a testament to how great they are, that we have such great customers that are partnering with us. So if you don't know much about the products, Lucid Chart is a mapping tool. So you can visually map sort of a process or a program. So it's a visual diagram and collaboration tool that helps to drive innovation. And then our latest tool, Lucid Spark, is a virtual whiteboard where teams can come together to bring their best ideas to life. Everyone kind of is using these sticky notes to brainstorm and come up with ideas that you can turn into, a real product or program or project. And I've been using it just to try it out on my team, and we've got to brainstorm lots of different cool ideas, and you can kind of play off each other and riff off each other's ideas. So it's been really fun to play around with and then learn about how our customers are using it. So we just launched that last month, and it's doing really well. We'll continue to kind of sell that into our current customers and new customers and grow that new product. And then Lucid Press is sort of our second product that came on the market. So Lucid Press is a design and brand management platform. So it's got, the design in it where you can bring to life kind of those stories, and our customers are using it for, newsletters or creating branding content that doesn't need someone from marketing to create it every time with these brand templates that they have in Lucid Press. So that's kind of our product suite. And then as far as the technologies that we're using inside Lucid to develop our products, you can see those here. So a lot of our engineers are using multiple coding languages and working in different technologies. And I think that's why we have really high retention in our engineering organization, because you can use so many different technologies and work on different projects and continue to grow no matter where you're at in the company. And so people tend to stick around. And we're also, always launching new products or updating our products and releasing new versions. And so it's really great to kind of get that experience, whether it's building something from the ground up or continuing to improve on it. And then just here's some opportunities and challenges. I want to make sure we have time to go through questions, but if you're curious about our technologies, we're usually using Angular and TypeScript, and here's more about like our API design and things like that. But as far as it goes, you'll have an opportunity to work on lots of different products, whether you want to work on, Lucid Chart or Lucid Press or Lucid Spark. You'll get those opportunities. So it really just, continues to help challenge you and learn a lot, which I know is super important to an engineer. And then when we're hiring engineers, we like to find people who are able to solve difficult technical problems, are fluent in turning ideas into software, are excited to learn new things, as I mentioned, and then to go the extra mile to create a delightful software. So if you've ever used Lucid Chart, you'll know what I'm talking about. Super easy to use because everything's been thought of, and it's great because you don't need a lot of training to be able to go in there and start mapping out a process or tracking something. So we just want to make sure that we're finding engineers that can take that to the next level. And then we're also making sure that all of our engineers are getting mentor opportunities. If you're a new engineer, you're assigned to a team, and then with that, you'll also get a mentor. Your mentor will focus on your success and help you answer questions that are mentioned here. And then we'll also teach you classes in our tech stack, so you don't already have to come knowing everything, which is great, but you just, like I said, have to be willing to come in and learn something new. We have lots of full-time opportunities and some internship positions available. So if you scan that QR code, it will take you to our job site, and you can look on engineering. Most of our opportunities are going to be in Salt Lake City, so that's where most of our engineers work out of. We're all working remote right now, and if you live out of state, it would require a relocation at some point when we kind of go back in the office. But As far as the positions we're looking for, we are looking for senior software engineers kind of at all levels. We're looking for a senior systems administrator, the internships for summer 2021. And then we have senior product manager positions in product. So I would love for you guys to check those out and see if there's a position that makes sense for you. If you're not an engineer, there's lots of other opportunities that you can view on the website. But I guess at this point, we'll turn it over to questions. I'd love to hear from you guys and learn about what you're curious about.
I just got to say, first of all, that is the coolest QR code that I've ever seen. That's much more stylish than the usual ones. How did you do that?
I used my friend Google. I think it's flowcode.com. So.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. So go ahead and use the code there if you'd like, and then we've had a flood of questions here, and for those folks who are asking, keep them coming. We want to hear about them. So let me try to find the first one. Oh yeah. Candice Ashby, what's up, Candice? She says, how long does it take for customers to learn to use Lucid Charts effectively?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think it probably takes a couple of weeks depending on how much time you're putting into it. So when you start as a Lucid employee, they have you go through the module to learn Lucid Chart in just a week. And so you can learn it pretty efficiently. I would say I'm not like a power user, but I can go in there with that little training that I've had and go in and kind of create anything as far as like swim lanes, or I can even make a presentation because it's just so easy. And so I would encourage you, if you haven't, go to lucidchart.com and get our free version, and you can start playing around with it and see that it is so easy. And it's also got prompts in there. So if you're trying to learn something, it's going to prompt you, hey, click on here, go here, do this. And super, super user friendly. So I'd say to get really good at it, a good 2 weeks. But I know other products that take months to learn. So I feel like that's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, big time. I mean, I've jumped in there just to play around before, and it's, if you've used any drag and drop platform, that's really what it is. You just kind of click on what you need, and then you can use that tool within the blank page.
Yeah, totally. There's templates in there too for you to draw from.
That's right. Yeah, so those are great. So let's see. We had a question about Lucid. I'm actually curious about this Lucid Motors, which is kind of a hot thing, and then Lucid right now. Do you guys ever get confused, or is there a rivalry between your names?
There's not really a rivalry. I think it's funny because I'll sometimes get people that are like, oh, I meant to apply for Lucid Motors, but since you're interested in me, I'll talk to you. Great. You're like, okay, that's fine too. No, we don't really compete for the same talent, even though our names are similar, but yeah, we don't really get the same people applying. So no hate, go ahead and use Lucid Motors all you want. It's a cool name. I don't blame them.
Yep, it is. Let's see. So Nathan asked, and this is probably a good one. What's the best way to get noticed by Lucid? And he sent his resume to Bryn Childs. But I think what the question could be rephrased as is like, if somebody's interested in Lucid, does it pay to work through someone that you know at the company as a referral? How, what's the best route to get a job at Lucid?
Yeah, I mean, I would say we don't have a system that like weeds people out for us. So we actually do go through every single application. And while it's good to get someone that refers you, we're still going to see your application. And if you've reached out to Bryn, I'm sure she'll get back to you and let you know if you're a good fit for that position. I'd say, in general, it's good to go to events like this and try and stay connected, or follow us on LinkedIn, reach out to recruiters that you're obviously trying to get their attention. So I think you've done all the right things. I think it's good too, just to understand more about the company culture, make sure you understand like everything on our website and who we are, so that you can kind of speak to that in your interviews. We're always making sure that people are committed to our values as part of interviewing with us. So if you do get that chance, it's good to kind of know ahead of time what those are. So that's a great question. I think, like I said, you've done all the right things and in getting our attention, and we'll certainly get back to you.
This is awesome. Yeah, and I think to your point about learning more about the culture, I think this is a fantastic opportunity to do it. Tell us more about kind of the culture. Maybe if you can think of a story or two of stuff that you've experienced at Lucid and what it's like. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but yeah.
Yeah, no worries. No, I was with my last company for 5 years. I don't really have any plans of switching, but when Lucid reached out to me, I felt that the people were different and there was like a really good upbeat vibe here. And that's what made me make the jump ultimately. I think people work really well together between the seams. So it's not really like, oh, I'm on marketing and I just do marketing stuff and I don't work on your things. Like, we're all really willing to help each other and support each other. I love that we have a D&I committee that's committed to making sure that we have an inclusive culture for women and we're celebrating diversity. And we have, an LGBTQ committee and things like that. So I also loved that about the culture, that it was very inclusive. It doesn't really matter your background or where you're from. You can always find people that are like you and kind of find your own clique within Lucid. And yeah, I felt like there was really good positivity here. And I know I mentioned this, but I always feel that the executives are so humble because they kind of started this company from, in their basement into what it is today. And those same founders are still here with the company. And so they kind of brought it from nothing, and they're just still really humble and down to earth and practical, and I love that.
That's really cool. And that was my experience. I went to a diversity and inclusion event. In fact, I think that's where we met for the first time, Jana, at Lucid, and it was just really cool how, So I'll explain to you kind of the experience that I had. Is we the diversity and inclusion. Well, the stage was right there in the almost like in the middle of the building, and then people would come out from their desks and everything to come and listen in, and it was a panel and people were speaking. But I wanted to go and talk to some Lucid employees, and just walked up to folks, and everyone was just so approachable, willing to chat, and it was just this really cool vibe there. So I think all in all, really cool place to work from that perspective.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, it's hard to describe other than just being like, the vibe is good.
I know. I feel, it's a trendy word. I use the word with caution, but it is. The vibe is good. Cynthia Frankie asked, what is the interview process like for developers? HackerRank, take homes, like how does that look?
Yeah, you'll do like a HackerRank test, meet with the team, do some whiteboarding as well, just so they can kind of understand how you think through problems and algorithms. Kind of meet with the team, make sure that you, like I mentioned, committed to the values and that, and then we'd make an offer. So it's a pretty simple process, but of course we want to make sure you kind of like prove that through the testing, coding challenges and things like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, you'd probably know this better than anyone, but what's it like if let's say Cynthia had to apply today to the like how long does it take to get a job at Lucid? Maybe in a technical role, and then would be interested in a non-technical role. Is it about the same, or how long does it take?
Yeah, in a technical role, I'd probably say about 2 weeks. So not that bad. Some of our like upper level positions can take longer, that require kind of going through executive interviews and meeting with additional people. So there might be another round of interviews, but we try and make sure it's under 3 weeks. So with the holiday coming up, hopefully we can stay true to that. It's always a tricky time to interview, and there's Thanksgiving break and all that good stuff. But yeah, if you apply today, probably about 2 weeks before we can make a decision.
So you hear that, everybody. If you apply today, you'll really be giving thanks on Thanksgiving for landing a job. Lucid. So that's really cool. So let's see. So Cynthia asked, Lucid Spark is really new. How new is it? So I think I saw this announcement last month or something like that. So do you know what the exact date is when it came out?
Yes, October 6th. So that's when we launched Lucid Spark. They'd had the idea for a while, but I think kind of with the pandemic and everyone working at home, it was like, let's do this. Let's work on a new project. And we did it in 4 months and we were able to launch it. So at the beginning of the year, it was kind of just an idea. And now we're selling it to customers, which is just kind of a testament to how quickly we're able to get out code and how well the teams work together. I just haven't seen engineering teams work so effectively and with such a great product. So it's been pretty impressive to watch it all come to life. But yep, October 6th is when it launched.
That's insane. 4 months. I'm still my mind is still trying to wrap. I'm in a startup and we have just a few people here at Mentally, and it takes a while to get stuff going. But for a company that's like a unicorn and you have so many processes and all of that kind of thing, to be able to do something that fast is really, really cool. That's awesome. So let's see. So we have a couple more questions here. Winner asked, is there sponsorship for relocation, visa processing, or anything like that?
Yeah. We definitely will help our employees relocate if needed. And we do sponsor visas. I know there's been some challenges with doing that, and laws are changing. It seems like almost every day. So it's kind of like depends on what type of visa and the circumstances and all that. But if we can legally do it, we will.
Awesome. That's a great commitment. And then Jolma asks, I saw Lucid is interested in expanding into other languages. Could you tell me more about the expansion? She just says, as a language advocate, she loves this.
Yeah, so Lucid Chart is currently in 120 different languages. So we want to continue to expand that. We're hiring a localization manager. I think we're getting pretty close to that hire, but that person will continue to translate our products into additional languages. And I know Lucid Spark still needs some translations there. And so we'll continue to add new languages and sell to new markets so that we can continue to just expand and grow.
Wow, that's really cool. Did I hear that right? Lucid is in 100 languages right now. So 120 languages. My word, that is crazy.
Yeah, and we have like 20 million users, right? So there's a lot of people using that product.
That's really cool. Shmita asks, does Lucid have any remote employees? And I think this is probably a good juncture to talk about how your hiring works. If you're hiring right now, is it all remote and then they'll come to the office? How is that process going?
Yeah. So we do want our engineers to eventually be in headquarters. So at some point they'll have to come to Utah, but right now we are hiring people and then, thinking about relocating in the summer when hopefully conditions have changed. Crossing my fingers for the vaccine and everything, but we'll see how that goes. I know we're not going to go back into the office next quarter at least. So we'll kind of just keep our eye on things and see how things will continue to evolve. But we do want people here in headquarters, and then we do have some remote employees, but they're more of the employees that visit our customers. So they live in locations that are major metro cities like San Francisco or New York, so that they're not flying back from Salt Lake City whenever they need to visit a customer. So, but we kind of want our teams to be working here together with each other and learning and growing, and having that mentorship can be hard if everyone's here and you're not. And obviously right now everyone's remote, but eventually the plan is to go back in the office.
That's cool. So what my plan would be is live on a beach for the next 6 months, and then if you get the job at Lucid, and then
I've heard some of our employees doing that. I wish I had that luxury.
that is so cool. That's awesome. Let me see. We got some more questions coming in here. Let's see. Oh yeah. So maybe it looks like it's just comments. So maybe what we could do, if anyone has any final questions, go ahead and pop them in the chat, because we've got 1 minute left here. But I guess maybe you could answer this for me, Jana. What are the types of candidates beyond just qualifications, right? And being good at the role, like, when you look at an application or when you interview someone, what are the qualities that you typically look for?
Yeah, I would say that I look for people that have potential. So I like to look beyond the resume and just what they've done, to what they could do. And I think that a lot of us, we feel a little younger in our career. We still have a lot of years left ahead of us that we want to continue to learn and grow. And I want to work with those people that also want to learn and grow and expand their skill set. And so I like to look for people that have potential, and that maybe if they haven't done something before, that they can kind of figure it out. And that's part of being in a startup company as well. And somewhere that's fast growing is sometimes you just need to figure it out, and with little instruction. And so I like to look for that as well. And I would just say kind of that teamwork over ego piece again, like, so important that someone's down to earth and is humble and will put their ego aside for the greater good of the team and the company and where we're headed.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Jenna. I wanted to make sure I get Candace's question in here before we go, so we'll run a minute over. But
Okay.
Can you talk a little bit about work-life balance real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Lucid has great work-life balance. We're obviously trying to grow our company and make sure that it's successful. And so sometimes there are times when I have to go outside of work hours, but I have the flexibility that, if I have to take my kid to the dentist, that's always like, oh yeah, of course, take care of that. I love that. We also have unlimited sick time. So if you're sick, it's not dipping into your paid time off, which is great. And then you get 15 paid time off days a year. And then I also love that we have great family leave. So if you're the primary caregiver, you can get up to 20 weeks of leave when you are growing your family. So I think that's also such a great testament to like the work-life balance, and not just giving the standard 12 weeks and then jumping right back into work, but really help you kind of transition back, give you extra paid time off when you're coming off of family leave and things like that. So I really like that. I think, we'll all do what it takes to make sure that we're successful and continue to work hard. But also we play hard too. And I think we have great balance here.
That's awesome. Great answer, Jana, and fantastic session. This has been awesome, getting to know Lucid a little bit better and hearing about all of the cool stuff that's going on and the product launches and all of the languages that you're in. This has been really informative. And judging from all of the engagement in the chats, the folks that have tuned in loved it as well. So everyone, put your virtual hands together for Jana and Lucid. Go and apply to a job at Lucid. There are tons of opportunities open, and we're excited to see who lands one. So thank you again, Jana, and we look forward to seeing everyone in the next session here in 8 minutes.
Yeah, thank you to everyone that joined.